It's a wave that missed a quickie, oh yeah. My buddy Aron Ra made a terrific video titled, "You Deny God 'Cause You Just Want to Sin." I've put a link in the description. He covered a lot of ground in that video, so I don't really have a lot to add, but I do want to take a moment here to emphasize just how stupid this argument is and how stupid someone would have to be to actually think that way. I also have my own solution, just in case. First off is the implication that by becoming a believer, people will stop sinning. This is clearly and demonstrably false. From Jimmy Swaggart and Jim Bakker to the good Protestant and Catholic men who forced Jews into the gas chambers of the Holocaust, there is not and has never been a shortage of believers who sin and continue to sin despite their belief. Believers are just like non-believers in this regard. They too just want to sin. Their believing doesn't end that craving, that desire, nor does it end their following through with those desires. Second, if you just want to sin, you can't really do that without believing in God, because without God, there are no sins for you to just want to commit. Sin is falling short of the glory of God, or as Augustine put it, a word, deed, or desire in opposition to the eternal law of God. So no God, no falling short. No God, no eternal law of God. You just can't sin if you don't believe there's a God. See, if you deep down believe there's a God and you still really just want to sin, your best bet is admitting your belief in God and asking for God's forgiveness, however that works in your particular religion. Remember, asking someone for their forgiveness is always easier than asking for their permission. And since no one else stops sinning because they believe in God, you won't have to either. You can continue sinning at will and get forgiveness for your sins. You are covered. 6. If you really don't believe in God, which means you technically can't sin and don't even really believe in sin, but you're not 100% certain there is no God. I mean, weird things happen, right? That we can't explain. For Darwin's sake, Jennifer Aniston can't find enduring love. How does that happen? It's nuts. So, if you truly don't believe, but you allow for the possibility of weird things and just want to cover your ass, then you can do as I did and become a saved atheist. I'd like to think that I'm the first, but I can't really back that up. Here's what you do. As a non-believer, you simply say the sinner's prayer and accept Jesus' sacrifice for your sins. That way, if somehow Jesus and God do exist, you're covered. No eternal torment. Of course, I wouldn't want to hang out with God and Jesus because, I'm not fond of torturers or assholes in general. But at least this way you can avoid the whole burning forever thing. And I'm sure they have a nice place set aside for those of us who'd rather not participate in the whole singing their praises thing. I mean, it's heaven, right? Now, some believers will try to deter you from this course of action by telling you that you have to sincerely believe, but that can't possibly be the case. Jesus' atonement is an infinite atonement, covering all sins, including the sins of disbelief and insincerity. For Darwin's sake, God forgives murder and rape and people who refuse to use the paragraph. How can he not forgive disbelief when disbelief is never a matter of choice? Either you honestly believe something or you don't, and saying you believe something that you don't believe is a lie, which is a sin. So clearly, God can't want us to do that. And God can't possibly get down on us for wanting to avoid this burning eternally in hell thing when he didn't even want to get up on the cross for an afternoon. He was God for hitchin's sake. How hard could it be? But even if disbelief was a choice, that would be just another sinful choice covered by Jesus' death. However you look at it, you're covered. Just know that if you're going to do it right, if you're going to be thorough, you're going to have to do this for all the religions. So you're probably going to need to set aside, maybe a weekend or two. Very time-consuming. Although, if you see the big picture, it's really not. It's not. So there you have it, folks. Whoever you are, believer, non-believer, agnostic, or full-on atheist, don't think that you have to stop sinning, whether you believe in sin or not. Bribery and Jesus just got you covered. He did most of the heavy lifting, but hey, I'm still the guy who put the whole thing together, right? So, you're welcome.